Ari and I had a really interesting phone call recently from a buddy of ours. Apparently he wanted us to help him move a bunch of bikes, right?
Yeah.
So the short of it is these first two blue ones do have titles, the rest of them do not, all of which are going to be zero reserve auctions, somewhat projects, but they were all running at one time, but they had been sitting for quite a while since, right, Avi?
That's right. They were all running actually at the Barber Vintage Fest in 2018, 2019, and then COVID happened. So these bikes were imported to sell because they're all really rare. We'll talk about them each, but they're all unique, and I don't think any one of these was offered in the U.S. Officially. So they came here, they were made runners, then COVID happened, and they just sat for quite a while. So they're all going to need carbs, batteries, that kind of thing. But there's some cool stuff.
All right, well, let's do a little tour. Do you mind? And you know way more about these than I do, so let's.
Okay, we'll start with this one. I think this might be your favorite one.
I actually like this one.
This is a Kawasaki GPX 400R. In America, if they sold it here, they would have called it a Ninja 400R. But it looks really similar to the 600s did, but just obviously smaller motor. You know, back in the day, there was Japan had licensing restrictions and requirements, so a big one was at 400cc, and a lot of companies made really, really cool 400cc bikes. This is one of them, and of course, America's getting the new ZX4RR soon too. But this one's just got that great 80s styling, the white and blue, this 400R, Japanese decals, of course. These things were limited to, the early ones were limited to about 59 horsepower, and then they got limited to 53 later in life. But you've got your...
super clean on this side. Reminds me of the old EX500s too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, electric suspension control system on that thing, twin cam, 16 valve. I think this is my favorite. I really like this one. Not everyone knows that the first Gixxer ever made by Suzuki was actually a 400, because again, the US didn't get it. They started making them in 83. This is an 86 model. So you've got the dual round headlights, best thing ever. And this paint job just looks awesome. The Hyper Endurancer, you gotta love that on the tail.
I feel a little out of my realm here. I really had no idea that there was a GSXR 400, so I should have known that, but I did not.
Well, yeah, so they went through a bunch of styling revisions over the years. I love this livery. I love the double round headlights. Same thing, this would probably be making 59 horsepower when it was new.
Really clean, very original. I see a little mark there, but not bad. Again, zero reserve, so that'd be a cool opportunity for someone. All right.
Nice full tail section there.
I got it. I'm behind you. Let me jump on this one if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Okay. No, you
Oh, you
talk
want me to
about
talk
it, but
about it?
because again, an RZ 250R.
Yes.
Tell me more about this one.
So this is one of the bikes, like many in Japan, that have different displacements out there because of tiered licensing. So there was a gap at 400, there's a gap at 250. This thing, if you look from the front, what's pretty interesting to me is, I mean, it looks like it's like an RZ500 fairing. All right, so you got that square headlight. It looks like a baby RZ500 from the front, but as Adam pointed out, RZ250 two-stroke. I mean, the owner of this was actually joking that these things are worth good money in Japan. He was almost debating sending it back, but we're excited that we get to offer it up on the auction site. This will be a cool one. 18,000 kilometers, and
yeah, this one's got a lot of potential. All right,
it goes.
I already know this one's gonna get a lot of attention because people talk about these a lot.
Yes, R1Z, one of my favorite stickers here. You got the two-stroke. That's the symbol for stroke. Two-stroke parallel twin, 249 cc's. We've sold one of these before on the auction site. It was a rider in really good shape. But this one is it's basically the same 250cc motor that you see in like a TDR 250 or a TZR 250, but in an upright cafe style naked bike. This thing's got a shotgun exhaust on it.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Again, these will be sold with as non-runners, so.
Yeah, expect carbs and batteries on all of them, probably fluid flushes and maybe some detail work depending on what you're trying to do with it. This one here is, I've never actually seen one of these in person. That is a Honda NSR 75, probably generously called a super sport here. But you know, they made NSRs in all kinds of displacements. We see a lot of 250s here, but they also made them in 150s, 125s, etc. This is a 75. They made them in certain markets, Italy, Spain. I think actually if you look here, you'll probably see, yeah, Montesa Honda from their partnership with Montesa in Spain. So this bike was made there, weighs nothing.
These headlights,
I don't know if that's stock. We're gonna have to look at that. It's kind of, it looks different. But that'll be a cool, very, very tiny
two-stroke
pocket rocket, yeah.
All right, now this one's really neat.
Two-strokes, yeah.
Another bike I've never heard of. I feel so just completely blindsided today.
No,
A
it's cool.
Lanza. Obviously, I know it's a Yamaha.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this one.
Look at this key. I don't know, can you see how it's the original design? That's how it is. But the Lanza, not sold in the US. This is the first Yamaha motorcycle to have traction control. It's a 2000 or 2001 model. You can see that dash, that digital dash there.
That's so funny.
That's pretty interesting. But yeah, it has a really rudimentary version of traction control where you have sensors, and it's, I mean, like I said, it's just a rudimentary version of what's out there now. Based on what the engine revs are and what gear it is, it detects if there's slippage happening in the rear wheel, and if so, it cuts power. So this was the first time Yamaha ever had traction control on a bike. You'd think it would be on a sport bike, like an R6 or R1, but no, it was a two-stroke, 230cc dual sport called the Lanza.
Once again,
Pretty
not
crazy.
bad shape at all, actually. It's
Yeah.
quite, you know, counting some fork seals probably and things like that. Outside of just that, I think the tires look new.
Yeah.
All right, we'll note all that in the condition reports when we write
you
these
go.
things up. Okay, here you go, mate. Hey, you know what? I'm going to Australia next month, so
There you go.
I should take this with me.
You should. I don't know anything about this. I gotta be honest. It's a Yamaha Mate. It's an 80cc two-stroke. That's all I got for you.
Let me add to that. It's
yeah.
green. It's got a basket.
There you go.
All right, there you go.
Congratulations. That's an expert description of that little underbone step through. Mate 80. That is the perfect Adam bike. Though.
Mate 80, huh? That tiny little exhaust tip there.
Oh wow, that's funny.
All right, and moving on to our last one.
Yeah, last but not least, this is the Clubman. It is a Honda GB250, a smaller version of the GB500 that we got in the US. Now, the ones in the US were black. They also made them in green in other markets, but this, very obviously, is red. So you got the Clubman on the tank. I think that's pretty cool. GB250. In fact, I don't even think it actually says Honda on the bodywork. It says it on the engine.
Motor there, or the engine there.
Yeah, that's, you got it on the tail there at the bottom. But they say
10,000
Clubman.
kilometers.
Yeah, cool little cafe racer.
All right, so one more time, these will be on the auction site all next week.
Yep.
Looks like we've got a pretty full agenda for next week.
Yes, we do.
Only these last two over here will have titles, so there'll be basically bill of sales. We will do pictures of the inside of the tanks like we always do, so you know what you're in for. I think I'm with you though, man. This one right here is just jumping out at me.
coolest.
I love that one a lot. And this one, only because I'm a big RZ fan, RZ fan. I like them a lot as well. Who am I kidding? I kind of like them all. All right, thank you, Abhi.
My pleasure.